Continue. All right.
Hi, Desiree.
Hello. Happy Easter weekend.
Happy Easter weekend or happy resurrection weekend
That's right.
because that's what
Yeah,
it's about, the resurrection.
it is. That is a Christian's biggest holiday. It's the
Exactly.
whole reason we're Christians.
Right?
Yep. I agree.
So, huh?
I agree with you.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
oh, good, good. So tonight, we were going to talk about your new ventures that you're now going to be doing. So, what's happening with you, Desiree?
We're not pre-planned at all, are we?
No.
So what the folks didn't see is our like hour of just shooting the bull.
Yeah.
But so what Danielle's talking about is NRA Women on Target programs. I've been involved with those for a long time, and so has Danielle. And Ren's Ranch are they in Riverside? Do they count as Riverside? Ren's Ranch.
Yes. Well, it's Paris, but it's still part of Riverside County.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
So
Sorry. My
little
dogs are
mad.
barking. Yeah.
That sounds like a snack, a little snack dog, a little baby dog.
Yeah. Those are my dogs, Walter
Oh,
and
they're so
Logan.
cute. But
They're
I digress. But anyway, Women on Target is an NRA program targeted pretty much towards women. I mean, anybody can go to it, but it's for beginning shooters. So we do a clinic first where you're taught the basic parts of the firearm and how to stand, how to aim, how to fire it, how a cartridge travels down the barrel of the firearm, or how to load it, unload it. You just learn the basics of firearm safety. Safety is the big one. We learn safety, safety, safety on top of all these other functions. And you have dummy gun in the classroom, so a plastic gun in the classroom to look at while you're there. And you look at parts of a cartridge, which is the powder, the bullet, the casing, all of those fun things that make up what common folk call the bullet, which is just actually the tip of your cartridge. But you learn how all of those pieces work, which takes some of the fear out of using a firearm for the first time. And then each participant gets an individual instructor, and these instructors are they're screened, so we know that they're competent and confident to be with each student, and that they're safe first, and then they're patient second, and they take time with each student to go to the shooting range, and they stand on the line, and then the student gets to fire 10 rounds out of the firearm. And if they don't want to fire 10 rounds, that's fine. If they want to fire more rounds, that's fine as well. But everything is provided to the student. We have loaner firearms, we have ammunition, targets, usually snacks. They get a little bag from the NRA with like a little flashlight and some other information in it. And it's a really good time. They get a certificate at the end of it.
So what kind of women you think would be interested in going to these women on targets?
Oh my goodness. And you've been at them with me.
I know. 'Cause
It's a whole spectrum. I mean, we've had teenagers to 90-year-old ladies. It's everyone in the middle. Some of them have never touched a firearm, and some of them have fired a firearm several times but just want to learn a universal safe technique. And the NRA programs are pretty standard. They were the standard originally. They helped found hunters education in America and all of those fun things, and the Boy Scouts shooting programs. So they're pretty much foundational information on firearms handling. So it's really great. You're starting with a great foundation,
Mhm.
and you're getting one-on-one attention, which is fantastic. And I've trained personally probably thousands of women through this program. And I used to be the clinic director at Ben Clark Training Center, the Riverside County Sheriff's Training Center, when Stan Sniff was in charge. And we don't do that anymore under Bianco, not because he's not pro, he's totally pro women and firearms and self protection and CCW, but because if he singles out one program like the NRA program, then he would have to allow all of these programs there, and there's just not enough personnel and and all of that stuff for the sheriff's office to make room for all of these programs. So really it's a financial thing. He wants to process more CCWs instead of taking up room for these special programs. And we honestly have other places to do the program. But everybody, any level, I've had people that survived the Vegas shooting. We've had people that we've had the sheriff's wife, not Mrs. Bianco, but Mrs. Sniff came through the program twice. She loved it so much the first time she actually came back and brought another person with her. So we have all kinds of folks come, moms and daughters, grandmothers. I love it. It's a lot of fun to take somebody who's nervous or scared or had a bad experience and have them say, I want to come do this again. Now I want to go get my CCW, or I'm not afraid anymore. That's some of my favorite things to hear is I'm not afraid anymore.
So we're part of Riverside County Gun Runners, and they just started a new program.
Yeah, it ties right into kind of what we're doing now. So
right. So the type of women that you're talking about are also the type of women that we would deal with in the Not Me program as ambassadors. And
so what does NotMeRC mean? What is the NotMeRC thing from? Where is that from?
That's a good question.
Oh, like the hashtag Me Too?
Yeah.
Hashtag...
Oh, yeah. The hashtag Me Too. Sorry, I brain skipped.
No, it's okay. I got where you were going with it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hearing it.
yeah. This. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that hashtag. Not me, right?
The
So
hashtag Me Too.
Me Too. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I never really took interest into that subject matter. So the Me
Yeah.
Too movement, because it got really political and way out of control. Whereas since we started this Not Me, this is nothing really like the Me Too, but it correlates as in we have these type of women who's had these problems, have been abused, and sexually, domestically by their husbands or boyfriends or just people generally, and they want to protect themselves. They want to be able to stay safe and protect themselves, and they want to learn about firearms.
So what would somebody, Danielle, so say I'm a lady and I have this desire to protect myself because of one of those things you were talking about going on in my life. How would I get involved in this program?
I believe you would reach out to the program director, which is Caitlin. What is her name? Kathleen Berg. I can never pronounce her last name properly.
Can they
I'm
go
sorry.
online like to
They can go to Riverside County Gun Owners and find the program there, and just click on the link and sign up for the Not Me program through that.
And then what happens after? So I go on here and I click on there. What happens from that point forward? What do I do? How does the program work?
So once you are signed up to the program director will assign you to an ambassador who is qualified to be able to help you with whatever reasoning that you want to have firearm or self-defense protection. I think you glitched. Back on.
Okay. So after your ambassador is assigned to you, what kind of things does the ambassador do with you? Or is it for beginners? Is it for experienced shooters?
It's for either or beginners or experienced shooters. Because if you've been experienced like years and years ago and you want to get back into it, then we can help you get back into it. If you want to just purchase a firearm and you don't know how to get it, how to go about getting one, then we'll help you get that too. If it's not a firearm that you're looking for, we'll find a way to help you protect yourself.
Okay. And it's not just for victims, right? It's for ladies that don't want to be victims and
correct,
want to just get their foot in the door.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Those are good programs. So we definitely need it in California.
Definitely. We need it all across the country, but right
Yeah.
now we're here in California.
Fighting the good fight.
Exactly.
Where in Iowa, right? You were just talking about Iowa today.
Oh, yeah. Iowa became a constitutional carry state today, as of
Num-
today. So now there's 19 states across the country that
Woohoo.
are now constitutional carry. And two, they're working on two more. I forget which ones they are, but there's two more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see it climb well over half of the 50 states by fall. That would be really great. I mean,
That'd
I
be
don't think
amazing.
California is going to be, and New York will be the last holdouts, my guess.
Well, I gotta tell you,
Hawaii.
it's,
Yeah, Hawaii.
yeah, Hawaii is probably just as dead as us right now. No offense,
Yeah.
but we're not dead here because we are here fighting. It's not just me, you, it's not just the NRA counts, members councils or Riverside County gun owners and our PACs and
Hmm.
all the members councils, but it's all gun owners that need to
Yeah.
fight here. All.
Yeah. You
Even
don't
the
have to be involved in a political group to do the right thing
no.
and support firearms businesses and get your CCW and protect yourself and vote for your Second Amendment candidates. You don't need to be involved in any of those programs, but participating in those programs definitely puts the action behind the words. It's easy to be a keyboard cowboy and get out
Right.
there and text your anger and what people should do, but if you're not doing anything about it, it doesn't help the cause as much.
No.
So it's
And
great if you can be involved.
right. And at the beginning of this whole COVID thing, there were a lot of liberal people out there buying firearms, ammunition. That's why we're in an ammunition problem here in this state. I
Mhm.
don't know. There's other
Everywhere.
reasons why. There's other reasons why too, but
Mhm.
that's why that started. But even the liberals out there who are now presently gun owners and believe now that the Second Amendment is a good thing
Mhm.
needs to get out there and help fight it too. So, I
Right.
mean,
It's not a single party issue. It's an
right.
everybody issue. It's America's issue.
And you know what I really, really can't stand is when other people in other states that are more or less liberal than we are, and we put us down here in California and call us California. Yeah, there's a lot of commies here, but you know what? You know what? We're
It's
fighting
California.
We're fighting tooth and nail for our Second Amendment rights and our constitutional rights here, for our
Yeah.
freedoms. We're fighting tooth and nail for it.
And
And
that's one of the reasons we wanted to do this
right,
this program is because we want people to know that, hey, we're probably what people don't see when they think of Second Amendment gun owners in California or Second Amendment fighters in
right. They
California.
they think that we're all asleep and we're not doing anything, but we are. We're working so hard. But
Hmm.
we can't help that our government here in in this state, most of our government in this state are liberals and they like the money in their pocket.
Oh yeah, of course, of
You
course,
know,
they love the power.
they love the power, they love the money, and they're just going to override us no matter what we do. But we're trying still. There's a big fight right now trying to get Newsom out, you know?
Yeah,
We don't want him, and even liberals don't want him.
no. The good thing about California, though, is we do have several sheriffs that are pro Second Amendment, pro
That
CCW, and even some are coming around that way. Sheriff Barnes in Orange County, Margaret Mims in Fresno, Sheriff Bianco, who's made national news in Riverside County, John
mhm.
McMahon in San Bernardino. I mean, on different levels, they are Second Amendment supporting more heavily Second Amendment than not. And nobody's perfect, but you can say that we have been able to get some sheriffs in some larger counties that are very Second Amendment friendly. And it's not because they're in the minority, it's because the people they're in charge of are in the majority in these areas. Riverside is, tends to be, sorry, that's my gross dog. Riverside
Okay.
tends to be, very Second Amendment friendly. And how
Oh, yeah.
many, I think I heard in March, 4.9 million background checks for firearms, a record breaking month for firearms background checks.
I was like, I
The
just
majority
posted
is
that.
saying that they want their Second Amendment rights. That's the majority,
Exactly.
4.9 million in 1 month. Come on.
Exactly. It's just amazing because they ignore that. And even the FBI, they put a statement out saying that, m- more people die of other reasons than firearms,
Yeah,
you know?
car accidents. And yeah, I mean, you could go on and on about it.
I mean, you can go on forever about it. I'm telling you. Let's see. I almost found it. Yeah, because I think I posted that the other day. I didn't post it today. It was like four something. Like you said,
I'll go outside, doggy.
the dog's going out. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that because I think it's rather a bit unfair for people to poke at California for our problems that we have really not a lot of control over, but we're working on it.
Right. If you
And,
take out Los Angeles, the heart of the Los Angeles, San Francisco,
mhm.
then you don't have that voice of anti-gun speak out there, honestly.
No,
And that's where the center of all the violence is. Are these large cities that don't want you to have your CCW, but yet they have the highest crime rates in the state. I mean, there is a
exactly.
correlation for that.
Well, it's like even the Bay Area. The Bay Area, you got, of course, San Francisco, and then you got, what was that? Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to live in the Bay Area, and I knew where not to go
Mm-hmm.
to stay safe, and those were the most important places to stay away from,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Great.
Just so, I mean, it's like right here we have in Riverside, we have little, tiny cities here that are in our county that no one would ever want to stay in at night. No
every
one.
every place has little pockets like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But even with the CCW, you get your CCW in California. It is good throughout the state, and that is in every state. So if you have a CCW in Idaho, then you would be good in that whole state with your CCW. And you'd have to look up online to see if it's good in whichever state you were going to travel to. But
Right.
in California, is kind of distinct because if you go someplace to San Francisco and you have your CCW in California, there are different restrictions in San Francisco than would be in Riverside County.
Exactly. You have to
So
look at the laws and for that
in every
city.
county that you're going to travel through with your
Yeah.
CCW, that's how ridiculous and ununified this whole idea of your Second Amendment rights in California is to these
Unfortunately.
people. I just, it's nonsensical. If we try to rationalize it, then we'll be as crazy as they are if we could understand it.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
we're not.
it's unfortunate that if I mean, because like you said, your California CCW is good all across the state,
Mm-hmm.
but certain cities have their own guidelines on that you need to check out before you go in it. Like you said, LA County,
Yeah, San Francisco is a big
San
one.
Francisco, or Berkeley area.
Well, that's San Francisco area, but
Yeah, up in I know in that area, that's like the worst, next to the worst, because of the liberals there.
you know what's so funny is I took my kids out there and they love San Francisco area.
Hmm.
That whole Lafayette, Walnut Creek, that the whole area is gorgeous. It really is. Berkeley, we went around Berkeley's campus and it's beautiful. But the only thing I could really think of is that there was a lot of hairy ladies probably walking around because Berkeley's like the grow your
Very
pit
liberal.
hair, yeah, grow
Very,
your pit hair thing. And
yeah.
I made a joke about it to my daughter, and she was like, I didn't shave my legs. I could go to Berkeley.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, that's not like a
He's gonna be embarrassed
qualifier.
now.
It's not like a qualifier. Like you don't. It's not like on the test, like fill out this application and let's see your ankle. Let's see
Yeah.
your pits.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
But I found out from
Or
her.
your mustache.
Yeah, I must say. But I found out from her that's the new thing is they are trying to, what did they say? Trying to normalize female body hair. So
Mm.
the new in thing for these young kids is that women should get to just be as hairy as the dudes are. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm too square to think that's cool.
Mm-mm.
Like that's
Mm-mm.
no,
I
but that's the
shaved
new
my.
thing. It's a new thing. It's a new cultural thing is that us that believe in a different way, like shaving your pits if you're a girl,
Oh
we're
my god.
going, we're square now. That's considered square and not open minded.
Medically and biologically, I would think that these girls who don't shave under their pits, at least their pits,
Yeah.
I would think that they would probably be itching a lot
Yeah. Well, and
and
my kids are
hot.
like, well, it's natural. I'm like, I get that, but our culture is not, we're not European. We're not
We're
culture. We
not
don't.
we're not in the caveman,
It's great.
lifestyle.
It's great in France, but I'm not French.
Go to
So,
go to France. Live in France.
yeah, go to
This is
France.
America. Not
America, we shave our pits, actually.
We won.
Yeah. We won the right to razors.
Exactly. And TMI, I shave my pits every day, so I can't do it. Just
Can't
so
do
you
it
know.
either. I mean, camping, I get it, but when you're not camping,
Oh no, I'll bring a razor to camping. Forget that.
I can't. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm sorry, but not that. I'm not that woke. So I'll just keep shaving those things. Like every woman dreams of a day where they could just wake up and not have to shave it. Like some magic fairy comes in and your pits are hairless forever or whatever.
You know what? The term woke is so contradictory.
Yeah, they're not woke.
No, they're not woke.
They want people to be awakened to the wrong way of thinking. Instead of us saying, that's ridiculous. No thanks. I'm not even going to pay attention to
Well,
it.
you think woke would mean that you woke up and saw the truth of what this life is about, what the Constitution is about, what your rights are about, the truth of seeing through the lies.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a woke level that's like REM level.
Right.
It's not even, you're in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's not woke.
Right. No. No, it's more like a nightmare or a fantasy or something. One of those two. For them, it's a fantasy. For us, it's a nightmare.
It is.
But they don't see that way. And I pray that it isn't a turning point in general for the country, because we have waves in history of America where you have a very conservative era, and then their kids have a bunch of liberal kids, and those kids kind of go through a liberal era, and then those guys, the liberals, have a bunch of kids who look at their parents and rein it in a bit, and then you have some. So I think it's kind of like a wave thing where we have liberal, conservative, liberal, conservative. And so I hope this isn't a game changer where this is just going to be a perpetuated idea of liberalism. But if they allow the politicians to completely change the country into socialists, we will not have that wave of conservatism, liberalism as much as we have had, because it will be completely stifled.
Yeah.
You won't be allowed to think in a conservative way anymore.
In a way, we're already stifled with the mainstream media, but it's just crazy. I just think that because they're trying to do all these new things, it's like they say that a voter ID card is racist, but a COVID, I got my vaccination card is not.
Right. It's only their idea that matters. That's the thing. And now we have Major League Baseball. Isn't that like apple pie American? people think America, they think baseball, apple pie, Marilyn Monroe, all these American things that they think of. And now baseball wussed out. Baseball
Yeah.
wussed out. How
They're
I can't even.
they're following the narrative along with the NBA and the and football.
I wouldn't think they could stand to lose more money after being shut down for COVID, but apparently they have so much money they don't care.
It's just gonna all disappear, unfortunately.
The people that fill the stands at baseball games are not generally un-American people. These are patriotic people, and now you're saying to these folks, we're gonna completely change baseball because of some media BS.
Yeah. And then the CDC announced today that vaccinated people can travel comfortably now. Vaccinated, but
Right.
they still have they still have to wear their mask while they travel. Even though they're vaccinated, and they're saying, oh, well, there's no chance of you to get it again, but you still have to wear your mask. So in other words, even just to travel, what they're trying to work up to is, even if you to travel, you're going to have to either show that you tested negative or you take it the COVID vaccine
Yeah.
to travel.
Well, they have some governors that are saying we're not doing the COVID passports.
Yeah,
so don't
Florida.
even try it. Yeah, we're not doing vaccine passports. That's horse crap. You shouldn't have to show. And I hate to overuse the Nazi stuff, but I mean, really, isn't this reminiscent of Nazi Germany when you had labeled people with different
the propaganda, and then
badges?
this is, it's like, what did Hitler say? If you tell a lie big enough and long enough, I don't know, either one of those two words, I can't remember off the top of my head, long enough, the people will believe it.
Right.
It will be believed.
The easiest thing to do is tell something. So just tell them what you're going to do, because people will either be behind you and support it, or they'll believe it's ridiculous. And that's kind of what happened. Is, oh, I'm going to do this. No, that's crazy. But then he was doing those things.
Yeah.
And that's just, we're kind of facing that now because we have so much fear. The media has drummed up fear that those that aren't vaccinated are kind of being ostracized in a lot of ways, and they're not being allowed to fly, and they're not being allowed to do A, B, C, and D. Okay, well, that's very reminiscent of history past.
Or kicked out of stores, or going through a drive-through and being made to wear a mask in a drive-through. See, I'm trying to not say words. Through a drive-through to wear them. Sorry, darn mask.
I think you
sorry,
can say
guys.
That.
Okay. I'm like,
yeah.
You're gonna, just like the lady that happened to, you're gonna hand me my drinks with your hands that you've touched and other people's touched, that made all my food in my hands. You guys touched it. You're gonna go and hand it to me through the thing, yet you want me to wear a mask.
Yeah, the cash that you've handled that's now touching my straw wrapper, that's touching my hands, that's going to put the straw in my drink cup, all of that is totally correct. And with all the variants, you're not protected against the new variants. And allegedly, I'm hearing now a rumor that your vaccine only lasts 6 months, maybe a little longer, and then you have to get revaccinated. Really? Is this not a money-making scheme?
I think so. I watched and I shared the video. It was the Hodge twins. I love the Hodge twins. They crack me up all the time. And they shared a video about the vaccine, and this elderly man, he was 74 years old, and it was supposedly on mainstream media. Okay. And they shared this video of this man, and he took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the one shot. He had such a severe allergic reaction that his whole skin turned red and hives and burned.
Yeah. It's horrible.
And burned. And that guy's so convinced that he still did the right thing and took that shot, even though it literally could have killed him.
Well, and what's funny, Danielle, also, I mean, what's not funny, haha, but funny odd is that they allowed people to fly with proper COVID protections until the vaccine came out, and now you have to have the vaccine. Well, you were fine to fly without the vaccine before, as long as you exercise, social distancing and the face mask and all of that fun jazz. Now that the vaccine is out, now you have to have the vaccine before you can fly. I find it very fishy. And you have all of these, if you want to take the vaccine, that's your business. If you don't want to take the vaccine, that's your business. But don't force us to get vaccinated. That's horse crap.
It goes to show that history does repeat itself.
Yeah.
And this time it's America.
Yeah.
It's more America here, our surroundings. It's of course across the world, but we're experiencing it here more in America right now.
Yeah. No, the world is looking at us and laughing at us.
Exactly.
Let me grab this phone. I was telling you.
And a lot of what they're saying too on the news and about the vaccine, about COVID, it's all propaganda. It's the propaganda machine.
If you want to get cured and feel better, turn off the TV, turn off your media, and just go enjoy your family. And we were talking about NRA programs, Riverside County gun owners programs, and history. And I just wanted to share, since I'm a book nerd, I wanted to share this book that I was just telling Danielle about. It's not a new book at all, but it is The Gun Rights War, and it's based on grassroots activist Neil Knox, who was an NRA board member for a long time. He was involved with the NRA for like 40 something years. But you can actually go on YouTube to the channel Gun Websites, and this gentleman will read you The Gun Rights War by Neil Knox, and you can learn all about the grassroots from, I think, 1966 to 2000, and how this man was involved with the grassroots movement, and how the nation changed over that time with the Second Amendment, and how the NRA was involved. It's actually really, really super interesting. And if you're a grassroots person like we are, it's a fascinating read. And it's kind of nice to have someone read it to you. As a mom, I spent my kids' young years reading to them every night. And still every once in a while I'll make them listen to something I want to read to them. But it's kind of nice as a mom, especially to have someone else read you something while you're driving or cooking or what have you.
Yeah. I mean, I used to read books in front of me all the time.
Still my favorite way.
It's hard. Yeah, I still read like that. But the thing is, I do that less now. But so I just listen to like YouTube, what's going on and stuff like that. I just rather listen to books I've listened to on audio Prime, Prime.
Right.
I forget what it's called, but yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Huh?
Amazon Prime?
Yeah, Amazon Prime, the audio books. And so.
Well, and the reason I bring this up, and the reason I personally think books are so important, is because of this history aspect we're talking about, is because we're going to, the media wants us to lose our history. And books write it down. Once you have that copy, that's why they used to burn books and ban books, and all these socialist countries didn't want you to get new ideas from these books. Books are powerful. It's a written history of what that person is going through or thinking at the time. And this is another example of a type of history book, but more focused towards the Second Amendment and what you and I have personally been involved with.
Right.
So we talk about history, and we have to be educated on that history to be able to understand where we came from, where we are now, and proper choices going forward, but also to teach other people.
Exactly.
That's our duty as Americans, is to educate everyone else about the reality of what it is.
History is very important to learn and to know about, because we don't want to have to repeat it. But so much of our history has been taken out of our schools to educate our kids, that these kids think this is all new.
Yeah. And you can't rely on the schools to teach them that. Let them teach them math. I mean, not Common Core math, but regular math. And then, it's up to the parents. Parents need to get involved. And even if you're not a parent, if you can influence a child in the right direction and teach them patriotism and constitutional, um, all of their rights, they should know why they're there, how they relate to each other, and why they're important.
Right.
Anybody can do that. We have people that pass out the little constitutional pocketbook things that you put in your pocketbook.
I used to carry those and hand them out all the time.
Yeah, we've both like handed that stuff out for
Yeah.
lots and lots.
Oh yeah.
That's how you do it. Even if they read one important fact out of that thing, that's one more than they didn't know before.
Yeah, people need to know their rights and know the Constitution for what what protects them.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say, "Oh, that's my constitutional right is this, this, and this," and then they don't even quote it properly.
Yeah. Well, every activist is a living historian, and we need to take that seriously.
Exactly.
And okay, what shirt are you wearing today?
Wow, you're gonna like this because you know the person.
Yeah,
So,
I do probably.
yeah, you do. We both do. I see him at the range every now and then.
Oh.
So, I mean, I've had this shirt for a while, but I like it. It's
You Common Reload. I love it.
Common
Yeah.
Reload.
And that's
It's
John Galetta's shirt.
John Galetta, who is he has a line of shirts and he's also an instructor. His line of is it just shirts, I think?
I think he has clothing, and I think some of it's at Boot Barn.
Oh, okay. Well, his company name is Brothers in Arms.
Mm-hmm.
So look it up, Brothers in Arms.
Mm-hmm.
He has some pretty cool looking shirts that I'd like to still get, but I haven't for a while. But
He's a veteran as well.
yes, he is a
veteran-owned company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his partner's a veteran, I believe, too, isn't he?
I think so. Likely. I only know about John, not
Yeah.
his buddy, but super nice, sweet person. True patriot, honestly. Good guy.
Yeah. Really good guy.
Yeah.
So
what are you doing for Easter tomorrow?
I am putting a roast in the crock pot.
Yum.
Yeah, pork roast. Pork loin roast.
I'm gonna make a stuffed pork loin.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna make holupsi, which my dad married somebody after my mother. So I was raised by my stepmother and my dad. I call her my mom anyway because she put up with my crap my whole life. She earned it.
Funny.
Or she deserves it, one of the two, I'm not sure. But she's Czech, their family's Czechoslovakian. And they're called holupsi, which are just cabbage rolls. They're hamburger and rice wrapped in a cooked cabbage leaf.
Oh, yeah.
And then you put tomato sauce on them and bake them.
Those are so good.
Yeah. So we called them holupsi when I was a kid. So I'll make a stuffed pork loin and holupsi. Yeah. Mashed potatoes with butter.
Well, my kids are all adults, so I don't have Easter egg hunts anymore or Easter baskets or I mean, I have some Cadbury eggs somewhere in this kitchen.
Hiding.
Yeah.
Those are for you though, aren't they? Don't lie.
Yeah. I try.
I have one too. I can see it from here, but the kids don't know where it is. It's my own Easter egg hunt.
See, there you go. Yeah. So that's really all. I mean, do my roast and probably make something on the side. I don't know because pretty much a roast has everything in it.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe some biscuits with it.
Look at it. It sounds yummy.
Yeah.
I was thinking of making kolaches, which are a sweet bread. Is again Czechoslovakian, but it's a sweet bread with a filling. You could put. I liked poppy seed filling in mine, and I have poppy seed filling, so I thought I might make those. But it is labor intensive, and I have to work tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's a time for family.
I just when I do biscuits, I just do the Bisquick drop biscuits.
Oh, okay. Those are good.
They're quick.
Everybody loves those.
Oh, yeah. But I add a little sugar into mine, so.
Oh.
It's a Southern thing.
It's a good trick. I never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, Southerners, they always have that fight. Should I put sugar? Is it okay to put sugar in cornbread or not?
My cornbread is like cake, so yeah, I put sugar in mine.
Oh, yeah. I do too. I do too. I learned that from my grandmother. So,
Yeah, that's why they have curves in the South.
huh?
That's why they have curves in the South.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Curves like a back road. That's where the country songs come
Oh,
from.
damn. I didn't
All
hear
the
that one, but
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I can't even remember who sings that, but yeah.
Uh,
Makes you feel good about yourself when you listen to country music. You're like, maybe I'm not so chubby. I just need I just live in the wrong state.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. I'm not gonna even go there. I'm
Yeah,
holding back.
whole
So
nother can. Whole nother
just
can there.
sometimes I probably should hold back my thoughts.
No.
No.
That's what makes you you. I love it.
Yeah, I don't really have a filter, and I have a problem with speaking my mind.
There's no problem in that. No problem in that.
Sometimes loudly.
I still have to make Easter baskets tonight. I know that my oldest is a 20, but I'm still making her an Easter basket.
Hmm. My kids, I don't I have a soon to be 25-year-old, and David's going to be 21 on the 9th.
Well, once you're married, you don't get your an Easter basket.
So David's going to be 21 on the 9th, okay?
Wow.
And I asked him, "What do you want for your birthday?" "Oh, I have 4 things I want." And he brings his phone over with a list, and then he goes through the list. I say, "What about something that I can get you now?"
Yeah.
"Well, I want to make this and I want to make that, so I need this and that." I said, "But
Wow.
that's not a really what a birthday present's supposed to be about. That's something else." It's like,
Yeah.
"Can you don't want a game or something?"
Yeah. Something tangible that he can hold at that moment.
I know. I know. It's crazy.
Kids.
Yeah, and then Daniel's gonna, like I say, he's gonna be 25 this year too, on August 8th. So
Wow.
my kids are born both in A months.
Hmm.
They're both in A months, April and August. They were born 4 years, 4 months, and a day apart.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's good not timing. That was good coincidence.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I love Easter. I mean, it just reminds me of not that I don't think about it every day, but it really hits home, I think, our faith and our freedoms that we have. And without that day, we wouldn't have any of these things that we talk about because they were given to us by God. So I
Creator.
don't know. Yeah, it kind of just cinches up everything we believe in one day. That and the 4th of July.
Yeah. Oh, I like 4th of July, and then I don't like it because I don't like the fireworks too much, and from my neighbors, because they okay. We each got acres here, okay? But they shoot off all these rockets and stuff, and I'm outside mostly, not just looking at their fireworks. I'm watching them to make sure they don't come in my yard and set my yard on fire.
Yeah, that's scary in
It
California.
is scary because that happened. That I have experience with that because when I lived more in the city, my neighbor shot a rocket up in the air and it
Mhm.
landed in my backyard and started a fire in my
Oh
backyard.
my gosh.
Yeah. Luckily I was able to put it out, but still that's my whole concern because the yard here has a ton of trees and plants in it, and some of them are huge eucalyptus trees.
It can happen so fast.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's scary, but I mean, I like that they're kind of cool, but I do not like that my house is potentially a risk.
Right.
Fire.
Yeah, the dangerous part.
Yeah.
I
Fire.
like I like going somewhere and watching the fireworks. Here they have them, where you can go watch the
Hmm.
staged ones at the colleges and things. And my dog doesn't like the fireworks, but I do like having friends and family and decorating everything in red, white, and blue and making Desserts that are pretty. I still have that Betty Crocker, Martha Stewart thing in me.
To me,
Family, friends, food.
a lot of people think of it as barbecue, fireworks, and having parties and stuff like that. For me, I don't think of it that way. I think of it why we have the 4th of July. I think
Mhm.
of it as America.
Marca's birthday.
Exactly. I think of it the freedoms we have because of that. I mean, gosh, we could have been under English rule.
That's right. And they have gross food.
Yeah, I know. Like, sorry, spotted dick.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure it tastes
Yeah.
good. I don't know. I would never try it just because of the name.
Yeah.
But
No, thank you. I'm not interested either.
no, I mean, they have some cookies that are good and stuff, but I mean,
Biscuits.
biscuits and tea. Would you
Yeah.
like some biscuits and tea?
Actually, I do like tea
Hello,
and
madam.
biscuits, but I don't want to live off of tea and biscuits.
Tea and crumpets.
Scones.
You want some scones?
Yeah. No, we fought long and hard to not have that diet. So
Exactly. I'm, I like my cheeseburgers
yeah.
and my bacon.
Yeah. Bacon.
Bacon.
But I love, and I told the kids that I told my kids, America is the greatest country. You're not gonna find any country that's more diverse than America. That's more open to ideas than America. That's more
Free.
inventive than America. That's more free. You have more freedoms in America than any other country in the entire world.
It's like
They don't see it, but
no.
it's so obvious if you
If
go out and live any kind of life at all.
if you point out these things, it's like China is a communist state that's against the freedom of religion.
Mhm.
Germany is a communist state too,
Right.
because they're against freedom of religion. They're against homeschooling. You cannot be homeschooled at all without the state's consent. And if you're caught, you go to jail and your kids are taken away and they become a ward of state.
You
Same
can't
thing.
speak out against your government in any
No,
of these places.
there's so many countries that are like that.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. We live in the greatest country.
we do. We do. Well,
And,
my dear,
yep.
it's getting late.
Yep. I still have Easter festivities to get ready for the morning.
Yeah. And I got responsibilities still to do.
Yeah. Yours are never ending.
No.
But I do enjoy chatting with you. And maybe we'll delve into some of the deeper issues that we talked about before we started the video recording another day.
Yes, definitely. Me too. Yeah. That'd be
A
nice.
happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Have a great Easter. I loved ya.
We love you both. Love
All
you.
right. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
We stopped the recording.